Welcome to another episode of PMdistilled. See, I am enjoying talking about these things when I'm not in a teaching mode, when I'm in a discussion mode. So this PMdistilled episodes, these are just discussions where the element of the passing the exam is not in our goals. The objective is to just discuss around the concepts without getting confined with the goals of passing PMP and all, because when we delve deep into it, it has better meaning. Then we start understanding the value. And that is something which I really enjoy with professional project management. As per the PMBOK 7, as project managers, we should be inspired by the values and the principles, and we should have good understanding of performance domains and the insights into tailoring and a good grasp of models, methods, and artifacts. And when we talk about values, this is about 4 values of responsibility, respect, fairness, and honesty. Responsibilities as a project manager, one should really take responsibility to ensure that the project is successful. And in the previous video, we discussed about the success criteria for project. That is about completing the project within the agreed upon time, cost, and meet the scope. Here the word agreed upon is very, very important, and it has a connection with respect as well. So for agreements, at least 2 parties are required. So as a project manager, we have every right to validate the scope, validate the cost, and validate the schedule or / time before agreeing to it. And that if that has to happen, one need to have respect. That is respect to self, first of all, self-respect, and then mutual respect. When I say mutual respect to all the stakeholders. If the owner or the sponsor is asking for something unreasonable, it is the responsibility of the project manager to explain it to the sponsor, the impacts of it, with full respect. Okay, so that is very, very important. Unless the project manager has self-respect and the mutual respect, this cannot be accomplished. Because most of the projects, see, sometimes, whatever we think is stupid and nonsense, it happens in mega projects. So recently I was analyzing the major project failures, and these patterns are recurring. Because in one place they started the project without even having defined the scope of the project. It is a mega project, and it is a big failure. They did not freeze the scope. On another occasion, it was supposed to manage it was so huge, and they would have got a lot of advantages by managing it as a program. Instead of that, it was managed as a project, and the combined effect was disastrous. The major culprit is unreasonable demand on the project manager for completing the project within unreasonable schedules, and scope creep. That is, the major stakeholders keeps adding scope to the project. So these things has to be monitored and controlled, and if one has to do that, then the self-respect and the mutual respect plays a major role there. Then comes the fairness part of it. When we deal with people, we should be above the nationalities, above the languages spoken, above the cultural issues, above the caste, creed, color. We should be above all these things, and we should be fair in our all transactions, equal opportunity for all, and we should have systems in place to be fair. We should adhere to systems. Let us say we are doing a performance appraisal. We need to have good systems to do an open and fair performance appraisal of the team members. So is the case when we identify the suppliers. So it has to be fair, transparent, open. There should be a systemic approach to do these things, and we should not have prejudices while operating as a project manager. Then honesty is very, very important, because many projects have become disastrous because of lack of honesty by the project manager and by many of the high power, high interest stakeholders. And project manager is also a high power, high interest stakeholder in the project. So these values on a slide, yes, sometimes people think that it is utopian, it is not practical, but if we really analyze the project success stories and failure stories, the historical data, these things plays a major role. So if for becoming a good project manager, first of all, we should cultivate these values within us. And if we are recruiting a project manager for a project, then we should look for these values in that particular candidate. Because without these things, everything else is secondary. Because these days we are talking about distributed teams. That means the teams are working remotely, and the project manager also may be working remotely. And the frequency of on-site inspections can be very, very low. Maybe everything, we can use drones and grade monitoring systems, earned value management, everything. Everything else can be monitored except these things, because the values, how do you really monitor the value? So we have to really look for these qualities within the project managers before appointing them as project manager, and for us to grow into better professionals, we should also imbibe or cultivate these values within us. Thank you very much. And in the next video, we will discuss about the principles. Coming back to these values, the biggest drawback I'm seeing in many many project managers is it is about lack of respect, lack of self-respect. Yeah, because somebody might have told them like, okay, yeah, you should make the customer happy, we should make the stakeholders happy. And when you say stakeholders happy, it is not about blind obedience and then showing artificial respect and all those things. Very often we command respect. We have to command respect through our deeds. So, and again, the PIM box says that the best approach to problem resolution is confronting the problem with all fairness to the parties involved. So, if something is wrong, we should be able to say that it is wrong and it will not work, and with data and without a lot of emotions. Then automatically we command respect, and to do this we need to have self-respect. And how do we really cultivate this self-respect? And one trigger for cultivating this self-respect is we should exactly know that what we are doing is right. And that is where the project management body of knowledge, which is created by contribution by so many professionals over the years, these things really matters, because at least we know that we are talking on the basis of a globally accepted standard or a collection of best practices. That itself improves our confidence and the respect for self. Because I don't believe in mutual respect without self-respect, because you will not be respected by others, and you will not be able to influence the other stakeholders if you don't have self-respect. And self-respect comes from integrity, honesty, and taking responsibility, and the confidence that, okay, I know things based on a globally accepted standards. That itself, creates that self-respect, which is very, very important before we talk about mutual respect. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.